What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be looking at some advanced stuff on Jin Kazama. A while back, I made a beginner's guide basically going over all of his key moves, his general game plan, and all that good stuff, and today I'm going to be getting a lot more in-depth. Jin is basically my main in this game. I've played him almost exclusively for the majority of this game. I've gotten him to... Fujin was my peak. I demoted right now. I'm at Battle Ruler, but I was Fujin. I'm probably going to get back there tonight. So I have like a pretty decent amount of experience. I wouldn't say that's like the most impressive rank of all time, but it's not bad considering the game just came out. So I do at least somewhat know what I'm talking about, so you can take my word for it at least a little bit. I'm definitely not a pro or anything, but yeah, I'm going to be going over some more advanced stuff on Jin, some more stuff that I think more people need to know about, and stuff I didn't cover in my last one in just the beginner's guide. So I am going to be coming into this assuming you do know all the basics of Jin. I'm not going to be repeating all the stuff. Like, I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you already know how Jin works. You know that he has the down 2, you know that he has the electric, forward 4, like, you know all of his basics, right? His punishment, all that stuff. I'm not going to be reiterating that. I'm just going to be getting into some other stuff. It's not going to be the most organized. I'll try and leave some timestamps in the description below over based on what I'm talking about, but I'm kind of just going to be going over some stuff I've learned, really strong stuff about him, some really good moves that I didn't mention in my beginner's guide, and yeah, we'll go from there. So just to start with Jin, his sidestep is really, really strong. He's one of the best sidesteps in the game in my opinion. Look how much range he covers here. Like, it might not seem like a lot, but compared to Tekken 7, this is a good ass sidestep. His backdash is pretty weak actually compared to some other characters. I mean, they're all a lot weaker in Tekken 8, so you definitely want to be sidestepping a lot more in this character. You still do have the backdash as an option, but overall, he has very good movement, very good range. Obviously, down forward 2 is like insanely buffed. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about like use Jin's sidestep a lot. We're gonna be talking about his Zen Stance first, some cool stuff about it. So Zen is just forward 3+4 or back 3+4, same thing either way. He has some pretty ludicrous options from Zen, because I know a lot of people when they talk about Jin, they're like, oh, Jin's brain dead in this game, and he is a lot easier in this game, but I think he does still have some depth and like some interesting stuff that make him harder than people think. So out of the Zen, we have Zen 3+4. So this move, it's way better than it was in Tekken 7 for a couple reasons. It's a high, so it can be ducked, but this gives you +9 on block. That's pretty crazy. And what's even better than that is if you hold down forward, it becomes +8, but you go into a guaranteed wave dash. And this is so good because it's literally, if your opponent eats this on block, they're forced to take a 50-50. They can't, they're -8. They have to take a 50-50. So when we do this, we're looking for either the hell sweep, so hold down forward 4, hell sweep, decent damage, or our mid option, which is going to be CD1. Now, it is a little bit risky at -13. You have to be kind of careful with it, but that's like a really, if you just want to be like risky 50-50, but like force your opponent to take it, there's nothing else they can do, this is a very, very good option for that. Again, it's a high, so it kind of looks like a mid, but I always forget, like, this is a high, it can't be ducked, but it's so strong because you can just hold down forward and immediately go into wave dash. So if you don't want to go for the 50-50 or whatever, you can just electric. There's always like a ton of really good options here. You can go for, if you just want a safe mid, you can go for CD3. So if you just like, I don't want to do the 50-50, I just want to do like a safe move, don't want to risk getting hit, you can go for that. So that's like, if you want to do a risky 50-50 out of wave dash, that's like a really good setup for it. Like, use this move a lot, especially at the wall. Like, it's insane. Also, you can mix your opponent up. Let's say you don't want to go into wave dash, you just want to take the +9. +9, perfect range. You can do a forward 3, or you can do a down 2. So this is like a, if you don't want to do the wave dash, you can do a much safer 50-50, down 2 or forward 3, both relatively safe. So that's a pretty insane option out of Zen 3+4. You got to be a little bit careful with it because it is a high, but that's something I've been using a lot personally. And the other one is the way better move, and this is Zen 4. This move is busted in my opinion. It's pretty much busted. Mid, but it's deceiving. A lot of people try and crouch block this because it looks like a low, but this is a mid, +2 on block. I don't know what, there's no reason for this move to be +2 on block. I have no idea why it is, but it does great chip damage. +2, leaves you right in front of the opponent. On hit, gives you a guaranteed down 2. Like, what's not to like there? It's also arguably one of the best Oki tools in the game. Honestly, it could be the best. A lot of players will try and do the low get-up kick. Just completely beats that. Whenever your opponent's on the ground, you pressure this. It doesn't track particularly well, so usually for Jin's Oki, when you want to track, you go for the down 2, and when you know they're gonna like back roll or get up kick, you can do this. You do have to be a little bit careful with it, because sometimes if your opponent does like a mid kick or like springs up, it will interrupt this sometimes. But overall, just like such an insane option for Oki. Insane option in general, just like +2, you can get in pretty, like it hits from pretty far away too, like yeah. The +2 on block is great, and again, you can just do this, immediately go for your down 2. Use your down 2, like this move is so incredibly strong. So incredibly strong. So those are like his good options out of Zen. We also have 1+2, which is like, I've been using a lot. It's -14, I believe, so same as his down 2, so not launch punishable by most characters. What I like to go from this is just like weird gimmicky setups like that. So against like gimmicky opponents who are just mashing stuff and don't know the matchup properly, when I hit like a 10-frame punish, 2-4, 1+2. They're not going to block this. Most players won't who don't know. And that's like we literally just did 60 damage off of a 10-frame punish. Obviously not guaranteed, but keep in mind, I don't know why they decided to give him Zen out of 2-4 +14, and they just take another mix-up. Like, and we just have all of our moves that go into Zen, we just have so many insane options to pressure with. We can do the like the one I just told you, the 1+2. We can do 4 mid check +2 on block. We can do 3+4 +9 on block high. We can hold down forward and get a free electric, no execution required. Hold down forward and get a hell sweep. Like, it's not just 2-4 is a great version, and also for some reason a lot of people don't know this. 2-4 is now safe on block. This was not safe on block in Tekken 7. I have no idea why they made it safe on block. If you go into Zen, this is -6. Like, pretty ridiculous in my opinion. Oh yeah, and we have the 2 option from Zen that I didn't even talk about yet. If you think they're gonna press, 2, Power Crush. High, it is a high, so it can't be ducked. Safe on block. Your opponent mashes anything, you can get away with this. A lot of times I'll do forward 4 when I know it's not going to counter hit. Hold forward, you're only -1 if you go into Zen here. Press 2 immediately. If they do anything other than a jab, if they do a jab, it'll trade and you won't get the heat engager. But if they do anything else, the 2 is gonna go right through whatever they press. Here, I'll set him to punish so I can give you guys like a visual example. Now granted, it is Kazuya, so he doesn't have the fastest mid option, but like you press anything, you're getting power crushed. 2-4, same deal. Like, I need to set him to it's like same deal. 2, all these moves that you hold, press 2, goes right through. Again, a lot of people by default when you go into Zen will duck, because a lot of people are scared of the electric. So that's when we just start incorporating Zen 4. Like this move is so insane. It really is. You can, if you want, you can wave dash, CD1. We'll lose to fast options obviously, but like just like his Oki is just like so developed. There's so much interesting stuff you can go for here. Like, this is why, like I said earlier, like everyone's saying he's easy, but he does have a lot of like complex stuff like this that you can just like, if you know it, it's going to help you a lot. Really quick, a quick option I forgot out of Zen is his up 1 option. This is the Devil Jin style Samsara. It's not the greatest. It is very gimmicky, but it'll beat basically anything. So let's say like you've been doing the 2 option to beat your opponent mashing, and they're still mashing, and you want like a bigger reward. You can do up 1. This will be, as you can see, all Kazuya is doing here is jabbing, and up 1 it beats jab, and you get a full launch. So this option, it's -16. I think, or it might be more minus than that. It's very minus. That's why I don't use this very often. Yeah, -16, so fully launch punishable, but it's same as Devil Jin's, full turn stealer. Like if you do 2-4 and you know they're gonna mash something, or if you do forward 4 and you know that like they always press buttons, up 1, full combo. Can really work. You got to be careful, like I said, but it can be a good option. Also, as just like a gimmick, for some reason they gave him this move out of 1-2. So if you do 1-2, 1+2. You get the Samsara. Really weird. I don't know why this is a thing, but if for some reason your opponent always mashes after doing 1-2, you can throw this in here. Can also be used for like extending combos maybe, but mainly you're going to be using this out of Zen. You can just, honestly, if you're just like jabbing in neutral, you like 2-1-4, Zen up 1. You can just do this to steal the turn. Risky option, but definitely worth mentioning. We can also threaten electric from really far away with Zen 1-2 cancel. So your Zen 1-2, you can cancel this into a wave dash by holding down forward during the 2. So 1-2, hold the wave dash. And not only does this give you mix-ups, but from far away, you can threaten electric from like all the way over here. If we just Zen 1-2, like look how far away we're threatening the electric from. Like, and this is no execution required. Like this is a good gap closer, especially if you know they're gonna mash, something like that. A lot of people won't be expecting this, so yeah, keep that in mind. Another thing in terms of his wave dash, a good move that goes into stance is down forward 2. I did mention this in the beginner's guide. Great tracking, -9 on block, but if you go into stance, it's -2. And a gimmick that you can go for that a lot of good players will fall for, because most players who aren't like just like spammers who just like press random buttons, when you down forward 2 them and go into stance, they're gonna jab. They're gonna default just try and jab you out of it, right? And this only works on the male characters. CD1. So I'm doing down forward 2, hold down forward to go into wave dash, press 1. Beats jab, just completely beats jab, full high crush. Now, like I said, this only particularly works on the male characters because their jab's higher. Most of the women characters, because they're short, their jab will actually, this won't work against them. But from what I've seen, this works against most male characters, and it's such a strong option. So it's a little bit gimmicky, but just like keep it in mind, right? We do have flowcharts we can go for like that, like a lot of stuff to catch your opponent off guard. I've been getting a lot of success with that. And then once you hit that with them once and you crush their jab, they're gonna like start waiting, and that's when if you know they're gonna respect your down forward 2, then we can just go for, oops, we'll switch them from punish. We can just start doing electric +5, and then we kind of loop our pressure, because +5, oh, we can immediately forward 4 after. If they press anything after the electric, the forward 4 is going to clip them, and they're going to get counter hit, and you're going to do a fuck ton of damage. So, like lots of little stuff like that. That's worth knowing, in my opinion. Down 2, I've talked about this a lot in the beginner's guide. It's still broken. Some players are getting better at seeing it, but it's still really good in my opinion. From what I've seen, most characters will not even punish this. Like most players won't punish this. Be careful when you're playing against Jin, Raven, and June specifically. There might be more, but those are like the main ones who they have 14 frame while standing punishers, so they can launch you for that. But most characters will just do like a standard like while standing 4-4 against this, because they don't respect it. And a lot of players will mash on hit after being hit by this. And if you think they're gonna mash, you can because you're in crouch, you can immediately go into a, I guess it's too slow to show you. Maybe a jab would work better, but you can just do a while standing 2 and get a launch if you know they're gonna mash. This only works against people who are like really mashy, but can be a decent move to go for after the down 2. It has worked against like because a lot of players are just like will get really scared and hold crouch, because people like to crouch against Jin is what it seems, because of the electric and the down 2, and because we don't really have any like a standard down forward, like you know how in Tekken 7, if you guys played Tekken 7, Jin had a really good like just a down forward 2 quick safe launcher. He no longer has that in Tekken 8. He has the new down forward 2, so a lot of people will duck against him a lot because we don't have a quick mid launcher. So that's pretty good for this. Like after the down 2 going into the while standing 2, a lot of people won't be expecting it. But yeah, in terms of quick mid launchers, our only like real option is the forward 3, which the range it's buffed, but it's still not great. So a move I like to go for a lot is forward 3, 1. Now a lot of players don't even know about this move. It's really strong in my opinion. So this is heat engager, fully very hit confirmable. Like look how long I'm waiting. Like super, like this is like anyone can hit confirm this. I'm like literally letting my hand off the controller and then pressing 2 again like super late. Goes into heat, great heat engager. Now it is, if I get into standing block again, it is -12 on block. So people who know will punish this. So you don't want to be throwing it around too much, but this basically acts as like your best whiff punishing tool, in my opinion. Like you're quick, because a lot of people will like be playing Jin and they'll try and whiff punish. Like let's say the Kazuya runs in and does like misses like a hell sweep or something, and you can demon paw, but just the nature of the input, because it's a forward input, this is going to take a lot more time than just pressing forward 3 1. So this is like a lot faster, a lot more consistent. yeah, it's pretty good whiff punishing tool. A lot of the time, like when I have an advantage and like I'm trying to recover health, I'll just like kind of sit back. You can throw out your forward 4, wait for your opponent to whiff something, and even if the first part whiffs, it doesn't matter because you just get the 1. And heat engager. And what's also cool is while you're in heat, obviously, you don't just get like one of the weird like backwards facing launches. No, you get a full launch. Nobody's expecting this when you're in heat. When they see the forward 3-1, they're not expecting you to go forward with it. And you can delay it as well. So while you're in heat, you have basically an amazing whiff punishing tool that leads to your full combo. So this is a very good move. Don't underestimate it. Obviously, don't spam it. Like I said, it is -12, but one of your better heat engages that a lot of people don't talk about. And again, in my opinion, even though they come out the same frame, it's at least in my experience, I found it a lot faster to punish things than doing forward 2. But maybe I just have bad execution. That's definitely a possibility. Sorry to interrupt the video, but just really quick, if you guys have found this guide helpful and are interested in seeing more videos like it, please consider subscribing to help support the channel. Only about 9% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you dropped a sub, it'd mean a lot to me. I have way more content coming. I'm still doing beginner guides on every single character. Eventually, I'm going to do advanced guides going through tons of little tips and tricks on each character, just like this video. And I just have way more content to come. It's free to do, and you can always change your mind later. Anyway, back to the video. Other stuff I'll get into is like some poking and like some cheese stuff I've noticed. Forward 3, you can cancel this into basically anything. So any of your jab strings pretty much. We can cancel it into 1-2. We can cancel it. Oops. But what I found is most useful is canceling this into his new. So he has a new string. I didn't mention this in the beginner's guide either. 1-3-4. This is a pretty great string. Not gonna lie. Like him having this is like a big help. Like Jin didn't really need this. He didn't need a quick like round closer. Jab low combo. Now, it is reactable, so a lot of people, after getting hit by the first low, they'll crouch. I believe if we set him to crouching block, -13, so not even launch punishable. Not that risky, to be honest. A lot of the time, you will just be going for just the 1-3, but you do have the follow-up. And what's cool about this move as well is if you just hit the last hit, so if you just do the 1-3-4 and the 4 hits, it becomes a counter hit launcher, and you get full damage. Why is this a counter hit launcher? It really doesn't need to be, but it is Jin, and we get signature Jin damage, which is pretty crazy. So we've been over stances. His poking, obviously 2-1-4. Use this string a lot. Very strong. Gives a free down 2. Like, why does it give a free down 2 on counter hit? Who knows? But gives a free down 2. Like, this string is super good. You can do 4-4 for the low version. If you dash forward, you can catch people with another down 2. This will hit like a lot of the time. A lot of people won't be expecting this. Really, really good to go for. Really good to go for. Really quick for combo advice. So obviously, anyone who plays Jin, you know about the electric. Very important. A lot of people, like in like Main Man's Guide, they're saying he gets 1-button electrics, and that is true. Out of Zen, if you hold down forward, you get guaranteed electric. But this isn't going to be very reliable because when you go into this, your opponent is going to like know what you're looking for a lot of the time. So it's going to be pretty obvious. You do need to be able to do standing electrics, specifically out of sidestep. So you need to be able to quickly sidestep moves and go for electrics. Electric will take some time, but as you can see, it's worth it. You get a lot of damage. But what's interesting, as you saw there, is now that basically in Tekken 7, you couldn't get 2 electrics in a combo. Like after the first electric, you had to get a Wind God Fist. If you did electric, it dropped the combo. Now you can do 2 electrics, but a cool trick that a lot of people aren't doing is rather than walking up and doing another electric like this, which you can do, you can literally just hit 1 electric, Zen, hit 1 electric, go into Zen, down forward, and you do a +2. There's no reason not to do this. It does the exact same damage as a run-up electric. I think even pros will start doing this once they figure it out, because there's no reason to leave hitting the second electric to human error. Like, even if you're really good at electrics, unless you just want to like taunt your opponent, there's no real reason to actually run up and do the second electric. You might as well just go into stance and just do it this way. Same damage, but there's no chance of missing it, which like even some pro players will miss electric sometimes, so not worth it. Just go into Zen. And this is the same out of his down 2. So for down 2 combos, we like to run up electric, right? Zen, go into electric, and just do the combo this way. Takes away a lot of the execution. So yeah, for the main electric, you still have to do 1, but for everything else, for like this, just go into Zen, do an easy electric. You can use these for combos. I mean, if they're going to give it to us, we might as well use it, right? Like, it's such a strong option that a lot of people are just like running up and electricking. I guess if you're Mishima Pride, you just refuse to do it the easy way, then I guess you can do it that way. But I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't see why you would. Other combos, you still need to have good execution, like off of the while standing 2. Obviously, you still need to do a normal electric. 4-4-3, same for that. Same for the can. But at least for down 2 and regular electric, you don't really need to. You don't really need any execution at all. So I think that's like worth doing, especially just to remove that off your mind, like I mentioned earlier. Just to go back to his combos really quick. He has pretty basic, high damaging combos. The wall ender, which is back 2-2-4, is actually not optimal anymore. Now you'll see that some Jin players who know will be doing the laser cannon as their new combo ender. You get a little bit more damage. See if I can show it off here. It is, like I said, it's a little bit harder to, a little bit harder to hit, but that's his new optimal combo ender. So back 2-1-2 does a little bit more damage. You can still do, I still recommend if you're like running from a distance, obviously if you're running to do a back forward input, it's a lot harder. You can still do the down back 2-2-3, but if you are in front of your opponent, that's like the better damaging option. I'm assuming you guys all know his basic combos by now, but I guess I can touch on that really quick. All of his combo strings are like pretty much the same. Electric, like I said, easy electric, back 3, forward 1, back forward 2-3-1, up 1, or 2-3 hold forward and then 1. That's your new like wall travel version. We can still end combos, of course, with the standard back 3-1-3. You get the little animation. That's if you have no wall. But generally, if you have wall, also if you don't have a lot of space, rather than doing the back 2-3-1 version, you can just do back 3-1, back 3-1. Oops, you can do that one as well. Back 3-1-2, but that has a lot of wall carry. You can just do back 3-2. Way more knockback than you'd think. So on like smaller stages like this, a lot of the time I'll just go for the back 3-1, back 3-2 immediately, and you get wall. So this is also your best option for like stage breaks. So like if you want to break the wall, because if you just splat him against the wall and just do this, you won't get the wall bounce. But if you do this to get him to the wall, you'll get the special effect, like break a wall or like bounce off the wall. And then usually after like balcony breaks, after like stage effects, you just want to go for a quick back 3-2. That's usually your most consistent option. So there's that. Grabs. Another interesting thing I found is for more like combo optimization. So a lot of people will, if we go back a little bit, a lot of people off of the forward 4 combo will wonder why they can't end it with the standard back 3-1-4. It just misses. But you actually can. You just have to sidestep to the right. So I'll show you guys really quick. Sidestep, and then it becomes true. And then that's your max damage combo with no wall off of forward 4. You guys should be using grabs. I tell people all the time. Jin has complete throw game. Up forward 1+2 is your 1+2 break. This one is a floor break as well. So on the not into the stratosphere. Well, yeah, that one as well. Last round of Into the Stratosphere. If you do get this, you'll get like a full combo. On Descent into the Subconscious, breaks the floor. You get a full combo. In terms of breaking the floor, you also have Hell Sweep. Also breaks the floor. So keep that. You don't get a full combo with Hell Sweep though. So there's that. Down forward 2+3. This is your 2 break throw, 40 damage. Mix this one up, and then your 1 break complicated wire is quarter circle back 1+3. So it can be a little bit weird to get it sometimes. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't come out properly, but there we go. 1 break. Use all 3 of these throws. Mix them up against your opponent. You'll find a lot of value. A lot of people don't expect Jins to use. Usually people would just like do one or the other, like just like this or just like a basic 2. But I use all 3. You really should. You can get so much value out of it. Quick, we can talk about heat. While he's in heat, obviously electrics are free. You get free launchers off of your heat engagers. But what's really cool about this that I didn't mention in my beginner's guide is Omen. So down back 1+2. While you're in heat, see it's pretty bad, pretty awful when you're not in heat, and it's still not the greatest because as you can see the range is pretty tiny. Like if we stand right here, it won't hit. You really have to be right in front of your face, so it's kind of to be used as like a counter. But when you hit it, you get a launching hell sweep. So while you're in heat, launching hell sweep, you get full damage. And by the way, if you're wondering how I'm doing this, it automatically goes into a wave dash. So I'm not even pressing anything, you automatically go into it. So you just press 4. 4 after that for launching hell sweep. Oops. You can also press 4-4 just for a standard old school 2-hit hell sweep if you just want to quickly finish up the round. You can press 2 for an electric. Full launcher. This is like a bear electric, basically. Special mid, so it can't be ducked, but gives you +1 block, obviously. So something worth noting there. And then 1 is your mid launcher. Very risky. I think this one's like -16, so I wouldn't recommend. Usually I just mix up the electric and the hell sweep. Those are going to be your options off of Omen. Pretty good for people who don't expect it. Again, nothing's guaranteed, even on hit. Even if you hit this, you don't get anything guaranteed. You still do have to guess what your opponent's going to do. But on block, if you set him to block, it has really good knockback. So lots of time to mix up your opponent. Heat smash. Some people don't know this, but if you mash 4 while you're in it, you get an alternate version of the heat smash. So you can choose. The regular heat smash I really like this because it gives you if you hold down forward, it gives you +3 on block, and you go straight into, actually it'd be easier if I just enable heat for this part. If you go into heat smash and you just mash 4, +9, but you knock the opponent away. So this is good. It gives a guaranteed wall break, wall bounce, balcony break, anything like that. So if there's like a wall and like terrain, you use this one, mash 4. But just for the regular one, again, guaranteed a mix-up. Hold down forward, go into wave dash, guaranteed mix-up. And what's interesting about this is your opponent really can't do anything. Like if we set Kazuya to punish and just jab as soon as possible, if we heat smash and then immediately electric, we literally just counter hit the jab. It beats. So if your opponent presses anything, the electric will beat it, which is good. Obviously, if you think they're gonna duck, you can go for that option, and then yeah, you usually mix those up. You also do have hell sweep, a lot more risky, and jab will just interrupt it. But if they respect you, it's basically, yeah, if you think they're going to press, always go for the electric out of this. If you think they're not going to, you can mix in like CD1 and the hell sweep. You can have those options there. I think that's pretty much all I got. It's been Jin, a lot of more advanced tips and tricks I noticed. I know this video has been like very unorganized, but that's mainly just because that's just how I want to do it. Just like thoughts in my head, what I've been using in ranked, what's been helping me. Hopefully you guys did learn something. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.